Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Joy News. Today we are coming to you live from our premises in Kokomlimle. We're on DTT because we're free to on Go TV channel 144 and DSTV channel 421. Coming up this afternoon, military personnel allegedly brutalized people in Ashaiman there, and we'll be speaking with some victims whilst MP for the area condemned the act. In our Ghana Man series, we'll put a spotlight on the Nanaya Asantoa Museum in Ejisi in the Ashanti region. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Do stay for details. In our very first story, the Ashaiman neighborhood of Taifa was Tuesday dawn forced into a self-curfew after some military men allegedly stormed the area to brutalize residents there over the killing of a soldier over the weekend. More shortly.
Jesus! 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 Hey, God. Jesus. 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 Jesus.
Every day, thousands of pedestrians risk their lives crossing the Akwatama motorway. Despite dangers, many are forced to make the perilous journey due to the lack of safe alternatives. In this report, we explore the dangers of crossing the motorway and hear from pedestrians.
If you traveled down and up the motorway, it will be difficult to miss the number of abandoned vehicles dotted along the highway. The shoulders of the road has become a repair station and quickly attracting numbers by the day. Heavy-duty trucks line up the shoulders of the highway, running as far as the eye can see. According to some of the drivers, they have no option than to park here while they wait for documentation for their cargo. Akwesi Techi is one of such drivers.
In the port, if you load, there is no place for you to park again. There is no parking place from Tema to this place, and even from this place to Achimota or something. There is no parking place. The place where we can find a comfortable place to park, and our people too haven't ready yet. So unless you find some place to park, so that when your people come, then you go.
Their presence here only exposes many motorists to untold danger, and some of the truck drivers even agree.
We know that we are disturbing, but we don't have any option.
Okay. While waiting for their documents, some drivers inspect their vehicles and others simply use the time to rest. Some of the drivers explain that some agents at the Tema Harbour offload their cargoes onto their trucks to avoid paying demurrage at the port. While parked there, some drivers say they are harassed by some city authorities. Al-Hassan Tahiru is a victim.
They come, I wasn't inside the car. They just came and opened my gate and they took my key. And when they came to my car, I wasn't there. They just opened the gate, they took the key. I don't know where they have sent with the key.
More drivers report same. They say it only prolongs their illegal stay at the site.
Yesterday he came there and said that he's going to lock the car, and I said no. Then let me move the car. He said no, I shouldn't move the car. and off it. When I started, he himself climb and off it and remove the key and go. Why? And we don't know where he sent the key. So if we are even ready to go, we can't go.
But not everyone agrees with the drivers.
The parking place is small. But from there to the organizer there, if they not park there, it's good because that place is causing big accidents.
He only gave his name as Nathaniel. He observed that the number of accidents around the toll booths have increased since the trucks started parking there.
People was that here is plenty people because of this parking of the drivers. Then parking for the toll booth. So if we give him there some place, let's give him another place to go and park. Because last year, almost about, since the time them blocked toll up to December of last year, almost about 90 people was dying here.
Nathaniel says the local authorities are yet to respond to his many appeals.
Why? Come and see Bola for the back here. So many Bola. I went to Ashaiman municipality, AMC or CPPO, say, oh, why? There. You throw me away to tell me that I should go police.
But the drivers insist if they had an alternative, they would have moved.
We are not here for fun. We are just not here for fun. If we have some place to park, we will not even park here.
I don't know, other Tema or this place, they should find a place for us. When we park, we finish, we'll go and park there.
Without warning signs, commuters are exposed to higher risk of accident. Seidu is a registered driver with the Ashaiman bus terminal. He has been driving on the motorway for at least 10 years. At night, these abandoned trucks become the sleeping area for some bus conductors. But on these dark roads, it's a disaster waiting to happen.
And even some cars that we are following, like trucks and others, they don't even have tail lights or brake lights, so that you that is following him will know that there is a truck in front of me.
Isaac Kwesi Johnboa is unhappy about the situation.
And some even don't have the side reflectors. You understand? So you as a driver going, looking forward, without seeing anything, before you realize you are closer to a truck or a big car, without triangle on the road, it's very hard to apply brake and stand at a spot. So you might finish ending in accidents.
The woes of pedestrians and commuters on the express highway is far from over.
It's been nearly 50 years since the first vehicles plied the Accra-Tema motorway. It has now become a nightmare to both drivers and commuters.
Crossing the motorway is no mean task. Rashida, not her real name, and her daughter have to gather some bravery at least 2 times a day.
The motorway there is very difficult. They should do something about it. I'm afraid.
Look at your left, right, then left again, and then dash across the street. Many are gripped with fear. Rashida's daughter is no exception.
Instead of crossing the way, I found the motorway. Now the car will hit out. I need help.
In 2022 alone, more than 30,000 people were killed whilst crossing or whilst using most of the streets in Ghana. And the motorway has contributed its fair share to these statistics. We are told that this is one of the hotspots that have seen many accidents, mainly involving pedestrians and vehicles that are running at top speed. For many, they have escaped death, but many others didn't live to tell their story.
Like Rashida and her daughter, thousands cross the motorway at many points. A majority of them come from new settlements that have sprung up along the motorway. This has increased the number of pedestrian crossings. Shiashi is one of such areas. Pedestrians cross the highway to the adjoining communities. The sheer speed of the oncoming vehicles is scary enough. Moses Amuzu says it takes experience and prayer.
If I can cross the road before the car reach my end or get closer to me, This is how I watch. But maybe somebody may never be like, may never have my whole experience. You can feel, for the person's mind, it's like, no, I can be faster than the car, but the car is an engine, faster than you. Can if you knock you down, then that is all. That is the end of your life.
Some of the pedestrians wait by the roadside to catch their next bus to their final destination. And some drivers, against traffic regulations, stop for passengers to alight and board new ones. And the city response team has a tough job to stop that.
We are trying to protect the humans because this is a highway. Most of the cars' brakes are not good. And you will see the cars parking by, before you say quickly, the driver will just rush and move in. Sometimes it happens to be accidents and all that, and we are trying to avoid all those things.
Richard Kwesi Boni is stationed at the Shashi area.
Oh, it's a strong battle we are facing here, though. The challenge is very tough, but we are still trying our best. Sometimes we use the force on them to defend ourselves, for them to move. So now we have the cramps. When you don't go, we'll cramp your car. Sometimes we direct the passengers to the station. Always we have insults from them, but they don't know we are protecting them.
Some motorists make driving more risky, often driving across the highway without warning. Frederick Che Amankwa owns a motorcycle. For him, crossing the motorway is a task that requires patience.
As you can see, I have to wait till everything is gone because I can't risk my life. I have children in the house, and when I reach here, I remember them. Any mistake I do can take me off.
Drivers are concerned as well.
Though it is a highway, but we beg the government to give a zebra crossing at some various places on the motorway. Places like Underbridge, 18 Junction, Coca-Cola, and Manette. Those are the serious places that cars is killing people.
Between drivers and pedestrians, the motorway has outlived its usefulness.
Probably they should have changed this part, especially looking at the surroundings here. Now buildings are scattered around the motorway and it is not helping. I think that it has outlived its use.
Senior Manager of Planning and Program Directorate at the National Road Safety Authority, Henry Asmeni, agrees with them.
Yes, we all know the state of the Tema-Accra motorway, if we can still call it a motorway, because we all know when it comes to road classifications, we know what a motorway is. And the road in the state in which it is not safe. That one has been attested and agreed by everybody. If you look at the state in which the road is now, it's not something that, by definition, it should be called a motorway.
Both pedestrians and commuters agree that maybe it is time to put zebra crossings and traffic lights on the express highway.
We must have a zebra crossing or footbridge or overcrossing here. Car can feel knock you anytime if you don't pay attention.
There must be a traffic light and a zebra crossing as well.
Maybe they can deploy some MTTD officers here to intermittently take care of this. Otherwise, we will be doing what we have been doing. I think if somebody like this come here, maybe they keep changing them because somebody died here a year ago. Yes, he was crossing with a motor and the car knocked him. So since then, whenever I reach here, I remember him. He was lying here and I have to take my time.
They find some policeman here. I think it'll be better. I think they can stop the cars for us to cross.
Though it is a highway, but we beg the government to give a zebra crossing at some various places on the motorway.
We have some more problems, especially Abattoir Bridge, and we have the second problem, the light. We don't have light on the motorway at all. From 18 Junction to 50 Sandboard, that place is very dangerous, and some cars cross the motorway too. It's very dangerous for us.
The deteriorating motorway has claimed many lives in the past, but it may claim some more if all these challenges are not quickly resolved. For Joy News, Michael Ashali.
2 children, 11 and 9 years, have been drowned at the Babadongo near Botiano after a heavy downpour this morning. Adom reporter Kofi J was in the community and has filed this report.
Yeah, many just have been made comedy at your morade. Many at your wires, man, then I'm so mumu.
The incident happened at Babadongo in the Ga South Municipality of the Greater Accra region. This was after their single-room self-contained building collapsed and was washed away by the floods. Mother of the victims, Amma, said her younger daughter was saved by a good Samaritan. The two were, however, unfortunate and washed away by the floods.
Running come and compona me maintenance. But I miss Diana say any so. Them. Shut up from my boy. The BSS with the Buddha. And Rango having him there by oh. Is your fire for you now, the uncle? Mammy be at the room, so many back into a moon. Yeah, many just have been made comedy at your morade. Many at your wires, man, then I'm so mumu. Erade one fabata yenya mana. Erade. Yeah. Erade one from college bata. Erade musong beja. Papa yes.
A co-tenant, Kofi Nyantichi, who saw the first body, said father of the victims also attempted rescuing them, but was unsuccessful.
Na so no start here no enya samketwa ne suso ya efis ho no eba no na ano de pa na papa de tulika eye se opake ka no na wasan ba hwe nkwara no utuka no koye no na osan ba no.
The pressure from the rain was heavy. The father of the dead children tried to save his family, but it was not possible. The body of the older one was found first. We later found the body of the younger one. We are waiting for the police to come and take the body to the morgue.
Kofi Ej's report for Joy News.
People have begun trooping at the Kintampo morgue to identify their relatives following the ghastly accident that happened last night. So far, 14 of the dead have been identified and a number of survivors have been referred to the Tamale Teaching Hospital.
Relatives of the accident victims are trying to locate their family members either at a hospital or the morgue. 7 of the survivors are still on admission at the Kintampo Government Hospital. 11 others with varying degrees of injuries are on referral to the Tamale Teaching Hospital. Another 3 are in critical condition. They include a student, a child, and a man. They are yet to connect with their family members. 14 bodies have so far been identified. Some of the relatives tell Adom News' Uyafia Kanting how they got the news.
Afidi, Munia Bakwan Befi, was a accident tonight by an on any room. And Miss Musari and Mr. Secretary from Champion of the 2 man. No, Mufre drop.
I heard the news on Adom FM. My brother also came to inform me that our relatives were involved. We have so far identified 7 of our relatives. They came from Konkomba to Yendi to board a vehicle to Kumasi.
Na lierko nku ahon ya Konkomba nku almost the one ever African or Yendi almost ya Kumasi.
And a power na yeti enyanka I say has been an accident and ya microfo afioni ntina maba ha say ensure their cost na moabi ayewo
We were told this morning that there was an accident on the road. We came to offer our help because some of our party members and constituents are involved. Those in Kumasi have asked us to check up on their family members for them.
Anyway, my friend said, oh, yemba check say omo family members to come. Na true na ye buy some of them omo family members now ka me check. Omo wo motra ya momo message say yampa say.
The Bono East Regional Minister visited the Kintampo Hospital to commiserate with the injured. He interacted with the media after his visit.
Independence Day, 24.
This is something sad to have happened here on Independence Day. This is not the first time an accident like this is happening here. It happens often. We have been working with the Road Safety Authority to provide rest stops for drivers and passengers. If we had been able to create the rest stop, these people wouldn't have lost their lives. The accident could have been caused by fatigue. If there was a mandatory stop for drivers and passengers to rest, this wouldn't have happened. So we are earnestly working towards providing the rest stops. We are pleading with the Road Safety Authority to work with us in providing these rest stops. We thank God for those who survived. We are also doing an investigation on the cause of the accident. We will go to the hospital to visit those who are injured. 25 people are currently in the hospital.
In a separate incident, one man was reported dead after a tipper truck ran into a sprinter bus on the North Jolu-Tetakwachi stretch in Accra, Monday, March 6th. Both drivers and the owner of a Mercedes-Benz, which was also caught up in the crash, left the accident scene unharmed.
And in our Ghana Man series, museums offer guided tours to appreciate the history and cultural antecedents of communities and people. They serve as avenues to showcase artifacts and monuments of historical importance to chart a path of development. In our Ghana Man series, Lava Films Nanaya puts a spotlight on the Nanaya Asantoa Museum at Ejiso in the Ashanti region.
The museum was established in the Ajosu-Jabi municipality in the year 2000 to pay homage to the legendary Queen Mother Nanaya Asantoa.
How could the Ashantis win the war against the British Empire for the Golden Stool without Nanaya Asantoa, the brave woman who stood in for the Ashanti Kingdom? Today in our Ghana Man series, we are here at the Asantoa Museum. We are in to learn and to explore more about this brave woman who stood in for the Ashanti Kingdom.
The famous Asantoa led battles against British intrusions to the Ashanti Kingdom. When a British official demanded access to the scarred golden stool, which represents the soul of Ashanti Kingdom, she motivated Ashanti men to fight to defend their honor. Ibrahim Bajaji is caretaker of the Nanaya Asantoa Museum. he takes me through some parts of the Queen's home.
Se sunsumade nipa no wo ho no ni hu dada ana wasaye nima ayehu a wura dem ha be hu se bibi wa ha titro sika fita na konfo ne ya no mde bobo buti wa hu sa ade sika fita bi na ya na sabe akonfo no edi gu omutirimu no eno ne kase no aye na sa nti so wan fo adwen a hu titro fo muchia se ya ne ye no na wonu ana duane ha se wonu ana duane ha se bula nsuo on se nsuo wom na se ya na nsuo no ewie nti se oye we titi wonu se ye di we aduane ana we no ana we ha ye ba bia wo di asam ada se bia ase wo amanfo nya asam ti sa himfie enya asam a wo hene ni wo di nipa ne ko wo hene anim no mu di asam ha na no eno na ba ko asam ne se sabi bia me wo me dem na wo di akon ba se me se kan ne mitu ana me di bere ebe di agima nti se kan ni tu ani ho so ntimi fa onsan kokko eno aba ko asam ne se ba me bia ana se wo ye ba me bia na wo dem a tambia ade bia beto a wan page tu a so be page sekan iti na masekan ne so wo ho
eti sekan mi nu ya yihu no wo
eye ba ko pe
pe
an wa ye ne sa nya se ye mi
se odidi
akon
But after the building was consumed by fire in 2004, construction has been slow. Chief Executive Director of the Ghana Museums and Monuments Board, Kinsley Ofosu Intiamwa, cites the Nanaya Asantoa Museum as a top priority for the government. He says the government is willing to expand the various museums in Ghana.
You realize that this government, for that matter, the minister's commitment to the issues of arts and culture is very high. You realize that quite recently we renovated the National Museum, which was closed for about 7 years. And so if you in Ashanti region, there are a lot of, we have what we call the Ashanti traditional buildings, which are also managed by the Museums and Monuments Board. Currently, when you go to Adreso Besiansi, you realize that it's been renovated. When you go to Asmasi and other areas, you realize that we've worked on them. Currently, as we speak, we are working on two at the same time. One at Adakujachi, as we speak, there are people there working, and Patakro. And so all these things are things that we are doing to boost tourism within the region.
Ato James Edison is the cultural officer of the Ejusu municipality. He says the contract for the construction of the museum has been awarded. However, the 12.1 acre land has been consumed by encroachers with about 8 acres left.
Construction started about a year ago. The assembly, in collaboration with GT, that's Ghana Tourism Authority, has awarded a contract to a contractor. Besides, I can mention the name of the contractor. So Good Brothers. They are working on the site at the moment. Our priority is to protect the land, because the land size earmarked for the project used to be 12.1 acre land. It used to be 12.1 acre land. As I said, 1 acre, you multiply 1 by 4, multiply by 12, you know the total land size which was earmarked for the project. But unfortunately, encroachers have taken chunk of the land. People have started building residential houses, springing up there. So the assembly decided that the first thing you have to do is to protect the remaining land. Now, the remaining is now stand out between 7.5 to 8 acres. 7.5 to 8 acres. The contractor has started with the fencing. The fencing is almost 70% was done.
Mr. Edison pulls out the architectural work of the site and explains some of the works yet to be done to make the museum fully functional.
People used to come and rent the place for conferences and other stuff.
also have that thing. You see, all these things were done in the year 2005, but gradually we also have a restaurant for the
So this is the beautiful room of Nanaya Asantoa, the brave woman who stood in for the Ashanti Kingdom and for her people. This room is made in such a way that when you're coming in with a wicked thought, she can escape from her backyard. The room has 2 other spaces available for her mini gods. We are being told that it will be very difficult for one to enter this room without praying. The only history behind it is that this place was a sacred place for Nanaya Asantoa alone. For JoyNews, Nana Bwachitankwayado reporting.
And that's how we wrap up the bulletin this afternoon. A recap of our headlines. Military personnel allegedly brutalized residents of Ashaiman over the death of a soldier over the weekend. And in our Ghana Man series, we put the spotlight on the Nanaya Asantoa Museum in Ejisu in the Ashanti region. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Many thanks for watching. For more news, log on to myjoyonline.com. There's more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. So enjoy the rest of our programs.